There doesn't seem to be any love lost between Amélie director Jean-Pierre Jeunet and Joss Whedon. Their escalating feud seems to stem from their collaboration on Alien Resurrection, which was directed by Jeunet and written by Whedon. Whedon has been critical of Jeunet's directing, saying he did everything, quote, wrong, and calling the film almost unwatchable. Jeunet doesn't seem inclined to take such a jab from the Avengers director. Presumably, while smoking a cigarette in front of the Eiffel Tower, Jeunet told The Independent, "I know Joss Whedon has said some bad things about me. I don't care. I know if Joss Whedon had made the film himself, it probably would have been a big success. He's very good at making films for American geeks, something for morons." Jeunet isn't the first director to speak out against superhero movies. Martin Scorsese said Marvel films are theme parks on the big screen. And Alien director Ridley Scott was even more blunt in his assessment of superhero films, calling them boring as shit. "We don't know about you, but we're kind of looking forward to this next exchange of insults between Whedon and Jeunet."
No, you guys introduced me, and
is
then I
that
say
what you
my
want?
line. Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
All right. Well, fine. Welcome back to the franchisees. It's another late night. Oh shit! I already cracked my bubbly.
Oh yeah.
Can you do? Oh, we all cracked our beverages.
Cracked on my Coke Zero.
Oh shit! All right. Let's go get another bubbly, and we'll crack.
Yeah. Okay. Just put it in post.
Pretty good. I'm not putting it in post. That's
Yeah.
more work. Do you realize how much editing I did in the Alien 3 episode?
How hard is it to go on YouTube and search
It's very
can
simple.
cracking and then go to YouTube to MP3 converter?
I do that all day. I do it all the time.
It's a laborious process.
I do it all the time.
It takes hours.
No, but it's good when you now that they let me do it at work. It's like actually fun to edit.
They let you edit at work?
Yeah, when I'm on the late shifts, I can't do
Wow.
it during the day. But when it's late and like it's chill, I can do it.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
That's very supportive.
I'm really pushing the envelope at work.
And when you're on the late shift, you kind of think about, Jeffrey Roebuck and what's his name, Daniel Higgins, when they played Jay Leno and David Letterman.
Oh, Daniel Roebuck.
Daniel Roebuck.
Yeah. No, I think about the DVD of The Late Shift that's been sitting on my shelf that I have never watched.
What did
I
I
really
say?
should one day.
David Roebuck?
I think it's Daniel.
Daniel.
Yeah.
Okay. And
Daniel Roebuck, who played the detective who was suspicious that Courtney Love killed Kurt Cobain in the really terrible Tubi documentary I watched about that.
Oh,
it's called Doused in Bleach or something.
I've heard about this.
Awful.
A friend of mine who was into conspiracies was like telling me all about it.
No, not good.
All right, now you guys introduce me because I have a line I want.
Look who's back.
Friend of the pod, Joel.
Joel Edmiston.
Who are you expecting? Santa Claus?
Nice. That's a line from the movie, right?
Alien
Yeah.
Resurrection.
You know,
It's my favorite line in the movie.
Well, and you know what that line is really screams Joss Whedon. Joss Whedon, who I'm going to come out there and say that. Joel, you came on this episode because you like this movie.
I love this movie.
I had a good time watching this movie yesterday. I hate Joss Whedon, and I hate the script of this movie.
Yeah.
Like a lot of it, I think is really bad. And you know
dialogue.
what? Yeah, dialogue.
Okay.
I don't even really like Jean-Pierre Jeunet that much, and I watched one of his earlier movies before this in preparation, and I didn't like it.
Which one?
Well, we'll get to that.
Get into it.
But you know what? I think this movie is like pretty fun. It's really silly too.
It rules. That's why I like it.
It's goofy.
I mean, I guess we'll get into it, but this is what I want from an Alien sequel. This is what I want. This is like the dumb shit.
It's super dumb. It's just the right amount of.
I wish this is the direction they took.
Yeah, just
instead of going, they took their head out of their ass after Alien 3, and then they did Alien Resurrection. And they did some AVPs, which maybe went too dumb. But then they put their head back in their ass for Prometheus and Alien Covenant.
Deep in
their ass. They really kicked their head right up their ass.
Like he somehow positioned his head under his ass and then sat on it to really, completely.
Yeah.
I'm so
maybe he did
it
for Alien Covenant. He did it one more time. He pulled it around one more time up his ass.
So my theory this whole time is that I'm gonna watch Prometheus again and like actually really come out being like, this is good, because I felt really weird, like kind of mixed on it when I saw it back in 2012. I was a lot younger. Mm-hmm. We're going to be recording back to back, so spoilers. I have seen Prometheus again, and I don't know. I almost prefer something like this to that.
I don't like Prometheus at all.
Yeah, but you know what? I'm feeling putting my chips down on Covenant, just like I did with Prometheus. I'm putting it all on Covenant.
It'll be good. It'll be good.
Yeah.
I really don't like Covenant, but I kind of like Prometheus.
I don't. Yeah. Prometheus is some really interesting. Well, we're not talking about.
The thing about Prometheus is that in them having their head up their ass, they do some pretty dumb shit that I like.
Yeah.
Yeah. But it infuriates me.
Yeah, I get it.
The tone of that movie and the actual content are so at odds with one another in terms of how smart it thinks it. I hate that.
Alex is anti-Metheus.
I thought you were going to say anti-Scott.
I think you're Midley on.
I'm Midley on.
You're Midley on Ridley.
Yeah, Midley on Ridley.
I'm pretty highly on Ridley.
I like a lot of his movies. I just don't think. I just think he made his best movie. I think he made Alien, and then the rest of them are not as good. I know Blade Runner.
I love Blade Runner. I love Alien.
Gladiator, Thelma and Louise.
I've never seen The Duelist. Thelma and Louise is great. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. We're gonna be doing later in the year.
Oh, neat.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
All
that out.
Have you guys seen Black Rain?
No.
Black
that's
Rain
what
rules.
I want. Yeah,
it rules.
Oh, and he did Black Hawk Down.
He did, yeah.
Masterpiece.
Black Hawk Down, yeah. One of the most vile ones.
Did he do White Squall?
He sure did. Yeah. Where we go one, we go all. QAnon. Receive our messages, listeners. If you, the Alien 3 episode, which I have to remember to upload tonight. I hope you received all of the cryptic backmasked messages in there. Yeah. There's a lot of freaky shit if you play it backwards.
Yeah.
Thank
Ben is dead.
If you play it backwards, it's just Abbey Road.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I saw you guys were doing Alien, I messaged you right away saying, you got to have me on for Resurrection.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And I said,
I don't have I don't have like context like I did for all the John Wick people. I just really like this movie.
Jean-Pierre Wick.
Jean-Pierre Wick, yes, yeah.
How do you feel that we're not doing Alien versus Predator?
So yes, I have a bone to pick with you guys. I was looking forward to hearing you guys go crazy about the AVP movies because A, the first one is actually good, and
interesting.
B,
I don't think so.
The second one is one of the worst movies of all time.
That's for sure. AVP Requiem.
AVP Requiem, like doesn't function as like a script. It doesn't function as a movie. Well, you also can't fucking see shit in that movie.
Interesting.
Right. It's more like a piece of music. It's more like Mozart's Requiem. Right?
It does remind me of that.
Right.
It's a sensory experience.
No, the first one is actually pretty dumb, and it's kind of like Indiana Jonesy for a while. There's a lot of like puzzles and stuff. I don't know. I think Paul W.S. Anderson is kind of underrated by the way people hate him so much.
Well, he's the like poster boy, other than Michael Bay. He's the poster boy for vulgar auteurism, right?
Yeah.
And I'll go on to Letterboxd, read a 5-star review of Paul W.S. Anderson's Pompeii, and I'll think, okay, well that's stupid. But then I'll see, it's from one of these like Letterboxd people you really respect, or like is actually a really interesting like person to read. I'm thinking of one person in particular, but
Catherine.
Not. Yeah. Well, Catherine falls
Varsho or whatever.
Who? Sorry.
Isn't there someone with a V? I don't know.
Oh no.
Varsho's a Blue Jay.
Anyway, whatever. And
Karsten.
Not Karsten Runquist. Okay, first off, who or what is a Karsten Runquist? Secondly, absolutely not. One of the worst people out there as far as
I
critics.
don't follow them.
No, me neither. But inevitably, you will see his reviews. Yeah, not interesting, boring. No. I'm talking about like interesting people. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you'll throw on I watched Pompeii because I read a couple 5-star reviews, and you know what? It's an interesting film. It's honestly not. Yeah. I'm glad that I watched it.
I watched all the Resident Evil movies at one point, and
that's.
I don't remember which is which, but I remember thinking the Paul W.S. Anderson ones were the best.
Yeah. Resident Evil Retribution is another one of those like vulgar tourist like poster boy movies. It's incredible.
Yeah.
We threw that on a whim with another guy who I used to live with, who we thought his name was Joel, but his name, or his name was actually we thought his name was Joe, but his name was actually Joel, and he never corrected us because he was too polite and British.
Oh, I would never let anyone call me Joe.
No, of course not.
Except my nieces who call me Jojo all the time, and I don't care.
How long did you live with him?
Oh, I don't know. Too long for that to be like
acceptable. Yeah, that's
and he was just torturing us. He's a really funny guy.
Oh.
Yeah. Fuck, I don't remember if it was Joel or Joe or not. It doesn't matter. We're so far beyond.
Just
irrelevant.
To get back,
Exactly.
I think you guys are pulling a Prometheus and Alien Covenant and putting your heads up your ass by skipping the AVP movies. That's all I'm saying.
It is fucked up. You're
yeah,
right.
it is you guys being highfalutin and Criterion. It's very Criterion.
It's very Criterion.
Yeah,
it's
very Criterion Channel of you.
It's very Janus movies.
It was more like logistical. Like if we were to do those, would we have to do Predator immediately after Alien and then do AVP?
You see what I mean? That's
well, then if you ever do Predator, you have to do AVP.
Well, of course.
We will get to them. We promised the listeners because they revolted.
Yeah.
I'm glad. I'm one of them.
Yeah. Yeah, you are the leader of the revolution.
I am.
Yeah.
You're like Liberty leading the people.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Liberté, Egalité,
I'm the
14.
This is my conquest of paradise.
Yeah, 1492.
Yeah.
Okay, we should all go watch 1490. Okay, I know it's late, and I know we have to record Prometheus after this, but we should take a break and watch 1492
in
Conquest
between.
of Paradise. Yeah, I think it's like probably under 3 hours.
All right, we'll pause right now.
Okay,
and we're back. Wow, what a movie. Gerard Depardieu.
I did
really
not
putting
know
his
that
ass
about
into
Christopher Columbus. Yeah.
I
interesting.
see things differently now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Sigourney was in it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. That's crazy. Yeah. Anyway, good movie. You should all go check it out.
10 out of 10.
I do want to watch that because that's one that I think nobody really likes. Like nobody makes a case for that movie.
I don't think so. You know what? I think Patrick Bromley on Twitter, I've seen him say that he likes that movie. Yeah.
I'm certainly curious. Yeah. We need to watch The Duelist because friend of the pod, past and future guest Will was like, "Oh, why didn't you talk about The Duelist?" And I had to tell him like, I haven't seen it.
Right.
It's Midley's first movie.
And also it's not an alien movie.
And it's not an alien movie. But he was like, "Why didn't you bring it up?"
Oh, I see. Yeah. Legend's pretty good.
Oh yeah, Legend. I like if you turn the sound off and you just like put on some cool music or something.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
It's pretty cool. It's cool to look at.
He's made good movies.
Yeah,
he's also just made some stinkers.
We're not even talking about him right now. We're talking about a fucking Frenchman.
We're doing Jeunet right now. I've only seen.
Jean-Pierre
like I said, I don't have the context about this stuff. I know that Resurrection has a lot of Jeunet like day players in it.
Yep.
But I've only seen Delicatessen and Amelie other than Resurrection. I haven't seen anything else.
Yeah. Those are definitely the ones.
Yeah.
I have seen. So I watched Delicatessen.
Same.
For this. Yeah. Did not like it.
I watched it in college and thought it was like, oh, masterpiece.
I think if I watched it younger, I would have liked it.
Yeah.
But I was annoyed by it. I was like, this is like just as annoying as Amelie.
It's a bit, aren't we naughty?
Yeah, I was talking to some friends about this. Like, I don't think I understand French comedy. Like, I get like Jacques Tati or something, or like I don't know, French directors like Comedy of Manners, like Jean Renoir's. Now I sound Criterion. Now I sound really highfalutin. But yeah, and I'm like, but I don't understand like the French movies where people fall down, or like Asterix and Obelix, or like any of that, or like OSS 1117 or whatever that crap is.
I mean, like
Michel Hazanavicius, right?
Yeah. I mean, a lot of that stuff is pretty like French specific. Like,
I guess
they have like references and stuff, and
that
like,
might be why.
And it's a lot of wordplay with like French words, and like it just doesn't translate.
That's
to
true,
subtitles.
and I can't speak any French despite the best efforts of the Canadian school system.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
they really screwed us up for this podcast.
I know. But I just don't know. I just don't get it. So I was watching Delicatessen, and I was like, I get why this was a big hit and why it's visually really like interesting, inventive, and there's a couple of sequences that are great. But I just found it really annoying.
Interesting little story. I found it kind of boring, unfortunately, while I was watching it. I was kind of like checking out.
I wish I watched it as well, and now I'm really curious. I mean, I have watched it, but like not for a while. I wish I was updated on it.
I had seen The City of Lost Children when I was younger, and that was around the same time that I was like watching the early Guillermo del Toro movies, and I kind of blended them all together a little bit. I don't really remember it. I remember Ron Perlman is in it, and the one French guy who's in all his movies, who's also in this movie,
Dominique Pinot.
Yeah, exactly.
Who says, "Who are you expecting, Santa Claus?"
Santa Claus, yeah.
I got a lot of Terry Gilliam vibes from Delicatessen.
Yeah,
yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I remember in college I went on a big dark comedy kick.
Yeah.
Like I was like, I have to watch all the dark comedies. And like I was like I was very Criterion then, so I was like, I gotta find the foreign ones.
You're so Criterion.
So I watched a lot of those Thomas Vinterberg movies as well.
Oh yeah, Laugh a Minute.
Yeah, so funny.
Well, let's do the weekly movie roundup.
Let's do it. Howdy, partner.
Those are some nice boots you got there, cowboy.
Sarsaparilla.
Yeah. All right, good. See, we don't need to go to YouTube and then go to YouTube to MP3 download.
Yeah.
Why don't you start? Yes,
okay.
Seeing as how you're the guest, are there any
do I
movies?
do all of them at once, or we do one at a time?
Well, you haven't been here for several months, so you should just tell us everything you've seen.
Oh wow, okay.
Yeah.
I will say summer is slow for my movie watching, but
just talk about whatever, just some things you've seen recently that you'd like to highlight.
So, I mean, the interesting thing is, I was at a cottage in rural Nova Scotia. No cell service, no data, no Wi-Fi or anything.
That's crazy. No movie.
There was a DVD player and some DVDs.
Wow.
And so I watched the first Hangover movie.
Okay, yep. That's real. Cottagecore classic.
Yeah.
Yep.
Honestly, not a great movie.
No, I don't
hate it.
Zach Galifianakis is so funny in it.
Yeah.
I can see why. I mean, like, obviously his special and his stand-up comedy is so funny, but he's in a different movie. Like, the jokes he's making is from a different script.
Yeah.
It's like it's totally improvised.
Right.
His character, he created it from the ground up.
Okay, I feel like I remember generally what Ed Helms is doing in that movie.
He's very annoying.
How's Bradley Cooper?
Bradley Cooper is...
He's just kind of a prick, right?
Yeah, he's kind of a prick, and
Right.
he's very much sort of... He's the one that's kind of moving the plot along,
Right,
you know, and
right,
he's very
right.
kind of mugging and very good-looking and stuff.
Right.
But Zach Galifianakis is just so funny. Just every line he says...
We're going to be doing that eventually.
We'll get to it eventually.
We're gonna
Have me on for Hangover 3 because I think that's a good movie.
Okay, well...
I haven't seen it since the theater, but then I watched Shrek the Third.
Oh, wow.
Nice. Absolute dog-ass film.
Yeah, I bet.
It's so bad.
Well, we're definitely doing that next year because the Shrek 6 is coming out.
So are you going to do
5?
Are you going to do
Pentology.
the Puss in Boots movies for that?
Oh, fuck.
It's going to be another
shit.
AVP scenario.
Oh,
Yeah.
no. Oh, my God. I'm just going to kill myself.
So there was a box set of animal movies. And me and my cousin really wanted to watch the Matt LeBlanc chimp playing baseball movie, Ed.
What's it called? Ed.
We were gonna
right.
have Ed night.
Yeah.
All night at the campfire. We're like, can't wait for Ed night. Ed night's gonna rule. We're gonna eat spicy barbecue chips.
Show me
have some Zin pouches.
Show me where in the rules it says Matt LeBlanc can't play baseball.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So we go back to the cottage from the campfire. We put in the disc. It's a multi-disc thing.
I think I know this
We don't
package.
have the converter for the DVD player, so we can't move the thing to watch what it is.
There's no buttons on the player.
There's no buttons.
Oh, no.
So we have to put on Rocky and Bullwinkle movie.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
And even letting it play, it doesn't go to the next movie, you know?
No, that's
it
just the
goes
only
right
one you
back
can watch.
to Rocky and Bullwinkle movie.
Fuck.
So watch Rocky and Bullwinkle movie. I will admit I fell asleep partway through, but
Sure.
I thought it was clever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you like Robert? Because Robert De Niro's in it.
Robert De Niro, and he does You Talking to Me.
Yeah. It's
Are
probably
you talking to me?
Boris?
Because
he's
he's doing
he's
a high emperor.
He's like
What's his name?
He's like
What's that guy's
whatever.
name?
He's like the Nazi commander guy.
Yeah,
Oh.
what is
They're not
his
Nazis,
character's
they're
name?
Russians,
It's
right? I don't remember.
It's like the
Boris-
label of his character.
Boris is George from Seinfeld.
George from Seinfeld.
Wow.
And Rene Russo is playing a nothing character.
Stacked cast.
Yeah.
I
saw
she's
that in the
Natasha.
theater, I think.
And
pretty
Robert
sure.
De Niro is Fearless Leader.
Fearless leader, right? That's funny.
And
Yeah.
it's very
Great
it's
casting.
extremely meta in the way that the Barbie movie was.
Of course. Yeah.
It's extremely meta that way, or someone will be talking about soon.
Oh yes, of course. We are going to talk about
a
that.
certain fourth wall breaker.
Oh my God.
Who knows he's in a movie?
I fucking okay. Whoever says I don't do work for this podcast,
Yeah.
nobody says that. But I risked my fucking life this week for content for this show, that we didn't even talk about. But we're going to. Okay.
We'll get to it.
Go ahead.
So yeah, Rocky and Bullwinkle movie. Maybe I might watch the rest of it someday.
Yeah.
Because I thought it was funny.
4 stars.
Babe Pig in the City.
Oh, great.
George Miller, friend of the pod, George Miller.
I thought it was good.
Yeah, it's good.
I thought it was actually.
I need
really
to see
good.
that again, but that's a beloved childhood
my mother.
classic,
My mother has a story of me. Like I wasn't afraid of movies as a kid. Like I was afraid of the Genesis music video. For, A Land of Confusion, but.
It's pretty scary.
Yeah, the puppets.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah,
the Ronald Reagan puppet.
Ronald Reagan puppet. The Phil Collins puppet.
Oh well, Phil Collins is a scary looking guy.
I think Genesis in general is frightening for children.
Yeah. It's a kind of an I love that song, but it's an unsettling song.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But my mom has a story of when we saw Babe Pig in the City in the theater, and it's why I've only ever seen it in the theaters. They never bought it for us. Is that I basically had a panic attack in the theater because Babe was lost in the theater, and I thought my brother was lost.
Oh my God!
I was like, "Where's Jake? Where's Jake?" And she's like, "He's over here." He's like, "We need to make him sit beside me." Like I had a panic. It gave me a panic attack as a child
because you were so empathetic.
It is
living the film.
It's a stressful movie.
Yeah, of course.
It's like Uncut Gems.
Yeah, or it's a really intense movie.
Yeah, and the monkeys, the apes, they're creepy.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's a frightening film.
Yeah.
We really should do Babe soon. I know we talked about George Miller a lot, but
yeah, I'm curious to watch the original now. But should I talk about anything else, or is that enough?
Let's wait because I'm going to talk about the one
the Deadpool.
Yeah.
I guess I you know what? After Longlegs, I watched some comedies that Nick Cage was in. Before and after. I watched Guarding Tess. It Could Happen to You.
Yeah.
And Honeymoon in Vegas.
Oh, great. I watched Guarding Tess recently, too.
Did you like it?
Yeah, I did like it.
It was good. It was good.
It's good.
I think Honeymoon in Vegas is my favorite one of the three.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of like, it's a high wire act. It's like, there's like, things keep going wrong in it. Kind of like Babe Pig in the City.
Yeah.
But he's kind of playing a more heightened character, where in It Could Happen to You and Guarding Tess, he's like more like under... Like he's kind of the straight man in those.
I watched a movie called It Should Happen to You.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I know.
What's that?
It's from the frickin' 40s.
But you know, It Could Happen to You.
I know.
Him and Bridget Fonda.
Yeah,
Alex, have you seen that movie?
No, I haven't.
I
from
had
the 50s. Sorry,
the
George Cooper.
biggest crush watching this movie. I had the biggest crush on Bridget Fonda.
Yeah.
Oh my God, she's beautiful in that movie, and her character is maybe manic pixie dream girly a bit as well, but like you're meant to fall in love with her, kind of. But I fell for it hook, line, and sinker.
Noted.
Just like in Alien Resurrection, you're meant to fall in love with Gary Dourdan's character.
when they're doing the foot massage? Is that her?
No, that's Michael Wincott. Oh my God. Oh, I was so happy that Michael Wincott.
Antlers Holst from Nope.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, okay, we're going to talk about him in a second. All right, what about you?
And the kidnapper from Kiss the Girls? No, Kiss the Spider. Along Came a Spider.
Oh my God, Along Came a Spider.
I'm going to watch that.
We will eventually do it as part of the Alex Cross.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah. I'm gonna, but not for like 10 years because I want to watch that like this weekend.
Fair enough.
I'm on a bit of a Michael Wincott kick right now.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Alex?
Yeah, so I'm going to split up, the movies I've seen since last we spoke between this episode and Prometheus.
Back to back.
So
I can't believe we're doing that.
I'll only mention...
It's not right.
It's 11 p.m. I can't believe you guys are doing that.
Yeah, it's late.
It's a Saturday.
We're getting ahead.
Yeah. I work tomorrow.
What time?
Yeah, not till 4:30 p.m.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but I'm going to go see End of Evangelion in a movie theater.
Oh, cool. Which one?
Yeah, that's right. End of Evangelion.
Which movie theater?
The Carlton.
Which
$5.
Yeah, so I'm only going to talk about one movie now.
Great.
Split them up because I've only seen two.
Great, perfect.
in the
That's
last
perfect.
week or so. This episode, I'll mention I did go to theaters and I did see Longlegs.
Nice.
Speaking of Nicolas Cage.
So did I.
Mm-hmm.
And I liked it. You know, I think I've liked a lot of Osgood's work.
Mm-hmm.
And I genuinely believe that he has a dread-filled, atmospheric, creepy masterpiece in him. I don't think he's done it yet.
Mm-hmm.
I think by and large his movies are fine. And I think Longlegs is fine. I'm glad some people are finding it super spooky. I imagine a lot of people are walking out disappointed given that marketing campaign and what the movie actually is. I thought it was good.
All right.
I feel about the same as you. I just think he's just not great at endings. He kind of like lets the air out of a lot of the atmosphere he's building.
I
Did
prefer.
you see Longlegs?
I saw it too. Yeah.
Have you already talked about it on the pod?
A little bit.
A little
I thought
bit.
it was okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I will say about the marketing to give credit to Osgood Perkins, because a lot of people have been saying, "Oh, but the marketing is so good." It's like they kind of like took the baton from him. The way that he teases Nick Cage's character in the first
for sure
act, that's what they did in the marketing.
For sure. I don't think it was misleading in terms of what the movie like kind of is, but I guess just the whole you always harp on it, Ben, the scariest movie of all time moniker just gets thrown around a lot.
It's gonna kill you.
Yeah.
This movie will kill you.
This movie will fucking kill you.
I think I did prefer the end of Blackcoat's Daughter a bit more. I liked its kind of
it's more of a
twists
like a
and
twist.
turns. Yeah. And then the silhouette use in that movie too, just kind of found it more effective. But yeah, it was good.
Yeah,
he'll make Osgood will make good on his promise of making like a horror masterpiece one day. I feel like.
I hope so.
I
hope so.
I
I'm
heard
rooting for him,
Yeah, and I heard in the interview, which really contextualized Longlegs for me and made it kind of better, is that it's sort of about, once you realize what the movie is about, and I won't spoil it, but it's sort of about how his dad hid his sexuality.
Yeah, I wonder. So I was thinking about that.
He said that. He said that out loud.
I was reading about that, and I was like, "Oh, okay. I don't know if that makes me like it. I think that makes me like it less."
Oh, really? It makes me. It makes me sort of like, oh, so that's what the movie's about.
Yeah,
and like,
it's interesting.
In retrospect, it kind of makes Nick Cage's character kind of like obsolete. Like he's not. It's not it eventually is not really about Longlegs at all. It's about a different character that I won't spoil, but like. It's about the relationship between those two than it more is about Longlegs.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I wonder who Longlegs represents in Osgood's metaphor.
Who knows? Only we're gonna have Osgood on eventually, right? For the Psycho franchise.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, and you got to have me on for Psycho 3.
We will. I promise.
Oh God, I love that movie too. I love Psycho 2 as well, and obviously the first one, but Psycho 3 is one of... I tell people to watch that all the time, and they say, why did you make me watch that?
I did not know there were 3 Psychos.
Yeah.
Plus the remake, I'm guessing.
There's 4. Fuck. Mick Garris made one, too.
Yeah. Then there's the fucking Bates Motel show.
Yeah, and there's a Bud Cort Bates Motel TV movie.
Oh.
But in Psycho 4, it's Anthony Perkins calling into a radio show and telling the story of his childhood. And looking back, it's I can't remember the actor's name. It's Elliot from E.T. playing young.
Oh yeah, like Henry Thomas.
Right? Yeah,
isn't that him?
Yeah. Playing young.
Oh,
Norman
nice.
Bates.
Well, I'd like to see that. Yeah.
And Mick Garris directed it. So.
Cool.
All right. I'm just trying to think about which ones I should save for the next episode. I'm watching too many movies. Like, it's fucking July.
I saw you pop off on Letterboxd.
I'm popping off, but here's the thing. I'm working a full-time job.
Yeah.
I'm getting out to bike every day. It's because I'm watching I'm watching at least one movie on the commute during the workday, in addition to watching another movie before or after work.
Well, what did you risk your life?
Well, okay, let's talk about that first and foremost, because everything else I can just kind of say, oh, good or bad or whatever.
Sure.
Okay, partly because I thought it'd be interesting to talk about it on the show. Partly because every now and again, I'll just go on opening weekend, if possible, to whatever the big movie of the year is going to be. Like a big Marvel movie, whatever, big, I don't know, who cares, whatever it is. Also, one of my coworkers was really hyping a movie up and like talking about it and getting really excited. And I kept talking to him and I was like, oh, it's really not for me. I haven't been invested in these movies for a long time. But you know what? I did kind of on a dare almost. I was like, I'll see it. And we'll talk about it the next day. So I did go to the very first screening possible in Toronto, other than whatever premiere fan events of Deadpool and Wolverine. I did not buy the popcorn bucket or any accoutrement, but I did. I watch it at AVX downtown, which for some reason costs more money, but I paid using scene points, so my conscience is clear. So
you've both seen it.
Yeah,
I saw it today.
You saw it today. Okay, great.
I saw it today. I did an Alien Resurrection as the bread, and Deadpool and Wolverine was my BLT in the middle.
Of course.
So I started Alien Resurrection, then saw
Deadpool
and Wolverine, and then I went back home and finished Alien
that's
Resurrection.
Incredible.
Yeah,
you may be the only person who's done that. Seeing as how the movie is new, right? You might be the only person who's started Resurrection, and then I think you probably are.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Mm-hmm. I'm kind of an original that way.
Yeah,
Trailblazer,
Maverick.
Yeah, maybe it'll be the new challenge. It'll be the new Barbenheimer.
Yeah, people are gonna. It's really gonna take off. Yeah, because of the show, of course. So yes, it was like whatever 3:10 in the afternoon, but it was full.
3:10 to Yuma.
It was 3:10. It was 3:10. It was 3:10 to Deadpool and Wolverine, and people were excited. You could feel it.
Did anyone dress up?
There was nobody dressed up. It was mostly, I guess, people like my coworkers' age, like in their kind of early 20s, and then some older people and whatever, youngish crowd. People were excited. People clapped. People laughed at a lot of the jokes, not all the jokes, and then definitely throughout the film, I could feel the energy like waning.
It's
because
a long movie.
It
refuses to end.
It's 2 hours and 7 minutes or something.
It feels so
like
much
3
longer.
hours.
Interesting.
And the jokes are very repetitive. So it's I was saying, people have pointed this out, but I was saying on Twitter today, like probably 65% of the jokes are like gay jokes. And then the rest are like, remember this reference or whatever. So the gay jokes, like, there was definitely some like laughter in the crowd, and it's the kind of laughter that you know what, you can't assume people's sexuality based on the way that they laugh, but just without really assuming anything, I'll just tell you how they laughed, like this. And I think that kind of like, you could tell by the end of the movie, like people were really struggling because it's just so repetitive. So even that laughter by the end, it would turn into like, people were tired. Like the movie like grinds you down, right? And the rest of it is all like references to all sorts of shit, whatever. I think, I found it really funny, and maybe this is probably not like a good thing to admit, but I think I understood pretty much every not obviously there's tons of Easter eggs and things like that, but I think I generally understood who everybody was and what everything was. Like all the cameos, everybody clapped like fucking seals for every cameo. People were and
there's one funny cameo in it I thought was...
Who is that? Like we can spoil it. Who gives a fuck? Nobody who listens to this show like gives a shit about Deadpool.
Oh, it's a funny joke, but if you're gonna watch it, Chris Evans shows up. You think he's Captain America, and then it turns out he's Johnny Storm from Fantastic Four.
That's funny. That's a good little bait and switch.
Yeah, I thought
heavily
I saw it coming
meta-textual.
from a mile away, baby.
Really?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, I did not see it coming
because he looks
at all.
like he looks different. He doesn't look like Captain America.
Yeah, and then I thought the way he died was funny as well.
Yeah. So here's the thing. This is the other thing. I'm not proud to admit, but I'm going to be honest with you. There were one or two times where I laughed.
I genuinely laughed a couple times. I did not like the movie.
No,
I thought it was blue.
It's bad. But there were times, because it is so fucking relentless that it's Ryan Reynolds just like poking you, prodding you through for 2 hours, being like, I'm so fucking funny. You're gonna laugh. You're gonna love me. And I there were a couple times where I was like, I just like, you just gotta kind of give into it. And the thing is, it's not like the worst Marvel movie ever made. It's not the worst movie ever made. It's not like some abomination, whatever, of filmmaking. Right? It's really no worse than whatever. What are some of the bad Marvel, like the Eternals, or like what are some other bad Marvel movies?
Oh, what did I hate?
Like
all of them.
Thor: Love and Thunder.
Yeah, sure. Is it really any worse than something like that?
I would much rather watch Deadpool and Wolverine again than watch Thor: Love and Thunder.
There is something really grating about Taika Waititi's humor.
Yeah.
This humor is like bottom of the barrel. It's, like really bad Family Guy. It's like that. It's like, because Family Guy can be funny or perceptive sometimes. This is not really that.
I was wondering,
really, really bad.
In your opinion, how it stacks up against like Ted.
Yeah. So Ted 2, which one did we like? Ted 2, right? It's no Ted 2.
Oh wow.
Yeah, Ted 2. The times I laughed at Ted 2, I felt it more.
More genuine than getting worn down by Ryan Reynolds.
Really like getting worn down. And like it's incredible how so much of the character is like gay panic stuff. It's not.
It's kind of the opposite of gay panic though. It's because like it's like a straight actor being like, I'm playing a gay like a pansexual, so I can really.
But the thing is, like in the text of the film, he really isn't a He's not like pansexual. He's straight, right?
Yeah.
Like you know what I mean? He's
pretending to be
I don't
the
wanna,
way that bros pretend that they
Yeah.
want to fuck each other, and it's funny to them.
That's the vibe it seems to be giving off to me from all the like promote, like like the bromance kind of like like they're kind of gay together. Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, right. I don't know. The thing about it though, so like I said, it's not like the worst movie in the world, but I think more than any movie I've seen recently in theaters, it represents like the death of cinema more than maybe anything, because it is a movie.
I saw If.
Okay, well that actually that must be worse, right? Yeah, okay.
Oh, and no, you know what was even worse is Ghostbusters Frozen Empire.
Oh, God, okay. Well, I mean, I'm sure that also represents the death of cinema.
Many things are...
Cinema's dying. But just in such a specific, like, peculiar way, right? Where it was just like, it's just a giant joke, a very, very expensive joke. That they're just fucking ramming it into your throat, and like there were so many people there who just like snakes like swallowing a capybara or something into their jaws, and they were like, yeah, like feed it to me, feed me the slop.
They've decided whether they like it or not already.
Oh yeah. And they were just eating it up, right? And I'm not trying to say I'm any better than these people, because I'm not, because I was there too.
Feasting on the capybara.
Feasting on popcorn. I was there. I
had a hot dog, ketchup and mustard.
Yeah.
I think it's interesting that you were able to sense the kind of deflation of the audience as you watched it. Did you feel something similar in your screening, Joel?
Well, I did not. I don't think I had the same amount of Marvel Bros there.
Yeah.
It was a packed theater, but it was like pretty eclectic. Like it was like 1:15 on a Saturday at Varsity. There were older people there, a couple walkouts.
Yeah,
but
not on my screening.
No, but like it was like there wasn't huge laughter, to be honest, at all.
This people were really digging it, and I don't know. Like I'm happy and my coworker liked it. We talked about it the next day, but the thing is, like, and this is kind of sort of exactly what I'm talking about. When I was talking with him about it, it wasn't like, oh, it's a great movie, like. And it's not like he's like some like really into movies or whatever. He's not going to be like, oh, I really liked how whatever this cinematic element of the film or whatever. But the way that he talked about it,
they reference Old Boy.
Yeah, they do. They do reference Old Boy. The way that he talked about it wasn't like, oh, I liked this film. Like I liked the story. I liked the actors. I liked whatever the presentation, the cinema of it. It was like I liked this shoe release. You know what I mean? Or like I liked this whatever product because. It's this giant self-referential like winking joke
about Marvel, MCU in general.
Exactly. And I can totally see how for someone like him who like is younger and is like kind of grown up on these movies more than any of us, that it feels really refreshing and it feels like nourishment because you're like, oh, I've been waiting for someone to kind of take the piss out of this. Whereas for us,
it just to me it just shows like them making fun of Marvel reminds me of why I don't like Marvel anymore.
Yeah, and it feels desperate.
Yeah.
Like it feels like they're flailing and they're sweating, and there's a lot of jokes that are really sweaty and don't really work, and but fucking Ryan Reynolds is like, he's really selling it. He's trying really hard. And, you kind of have to give him credit. You kind of have to give him credit. He's really putting himself out there, even though he's wearing a mask for a lot of the movie.
It feels like his carte blanche, his blank check.
It does. It really does. He loves Deadpool so much. And like that fucking sucks for so many people, including me. But I know that it means a lot to other people. So good for them. Yeah, God bless them.
Diverted that energy into, Pikachu, the real character he excels at.
Yes. Yeah. Well, in the interest of
forgot
time, I really shouldn't talk about anything else. Should I?
What are some ones you can give like quick, like
Real
this was-
quick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I went long on Rocky and Bullwinkle.
Oh no! It's. I shouldn't have talked about Deadpool in this. We had to
Well,
talk
I
about
mean,
it.
I saw it.
We had to
so-
talk about it.
It's better this way.
I rewatched Chime time for everybody. Everyone should watch Chime. Memoria, right? Greatest movie ever made. I don't know. What can you say? It's a classic. I watched Symbio Psycho Taxiplasm Take One.
Now
that's a
Criterion.
Now that's a
shit right
Criterion
now.
movie, baby.
Why didn't you watch Shrek the Third?
Shrek Bio Psycho Taxi. What's his pussy in boots?
Puss donkey.
Take one. Incredible movie.
I'm sure.
Don't take my word for it. Go watch it. I watched the Basquiat movie from the 90s.
Oh yeah.
I've seen that.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's a great movie, but Michael Wincott's in it,
Yeah.
and he's incredible. He's great in the movie.
Bowie plays Warhol.
Bowie plays Andy Warhol, and honestly, it's worth it just for seeing that.
Mm-hmm.
I like Andy Warhol mostly. Maybe not as much like the visual art as much as the films, and also just the general like vibe, you know.
His
the whole
music
factory,
production work.
Yeah, exactly. It's just very like there's very romantic sort of notion for me, and I like seeing all the cinematic portrayals of Warhol. I think this by far is the best. Maybe because
Not Bill Hader in Men in Black 3.
I do think that's a funny joke
Mm-hmm.
actually in that movie, and of course we'll be covering that in 2027 for Men in Black. Yeah, there's something Bowie just like. It's so funny, and it doesn't feel like a parody. It feels like a genuine sort of real lived kind of performance. And I think it captures like, sure, he's pretentious and he can be off-putting, but he feels like a genuine like real person who like really liked Basquiat and was like not taking advantage of him, which is sort of the thesis of the movie. Whether or not that's actually true, I don't really know, right?
Is what is his
Jeffrey
name?
Wright?
No. The other artist that was friends with Basquiat, Keith Haring, is he in the film? And who plays him?
No. Julian
Really?
Schnabel directed it, and he has an insert character of himself in the movie. See, this is the thing. This is why it maybe isn't a good movie. Played by Gary Oldman, who comes in and he's like, "Hey, Basquiat, I really like your art. Like, I'm a cool guy.
I'm gonna make a movie about you someday."
My name's Julian Schnubel." Yeah. Tokyo Drifter, the Seijun Suzuki classic. That's another Criterion.
Yeah, these are all going
Watched it
over
on
my
the
head.
freaking Go Train. Great movie.
I like
Tokyo
dumb
Drifter.
I like
really
dumb
it.
shit. I hope all your listeners know that.
Tokyo Drifter is stupid.
Okay.
You'd like it.
Okay.
It's dumb. It's John Wick-esque.
Okay.
No, I'm just making shit up. Fucking Delicatessen, boo, didn't like it. Terrence Davies, The Deep Blue Sea.
Oh, the one with the sharks.
yeah.
The one with the sharks. Yeah. Incredible. I didn't know that he was capable of making a shark movie, let alone one with the same title as the 90s Deep Blue Sea. Amazing movie. Really, really depressing. But also hopeful. Like probably one of his more hopeful movies.
This is Rachel Weisz is in that?
Yeah,
okay.
she's incredible.
I
in
didn't
it.
see it.
It's really good. It's really good. If you like Brief Encounter, it's definitely his Brief Encounter.
Okay.
Yeah, very good movie. Alzana's Raid. That's a real like Tarantino recommendation.
Okay.
Burt Lancaster Western from the 70s.
Oh, okay.
Incredibly brutal, super violent. Like a movie that is very much whatever about racism that is also racist. There are lots of those in the 70s. Also about Vietnam, in a way that is also problematic, but like very interesting film. And you know what? Maybe I'll just cap it there. Let's just cap it there, because that's safe. Because there's some other shit that we can skip over.
Well, just save it for the next episode.
Yeah, I'll save it for the next one.
I can't believe you watch that many movies.
Oh, you've no fucking idea.
It's
crazy. I also just because we brought it up earlier, it should happen to you.
Yeah.
It could happen to you. It should happen to you, and I agree.
Who's gonna make it would happen to you?
I think we
Let's do it.
ought to do it. Yeah, it would. Yeah, it would happen to you. I love all the old movie titles. Like it should happen to you because it's you can depending on your tone. It's very funny. Like there's a Frank Capra, Jimmy Stewart movie called "You Can't Take It With You."
You can't take it with you. I've seen that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I haven't seen that one, but I love thinking of that title just being like you can't take it with you.
Yeah, yeah.
What are they talking about? We don't know. I'll never
gotta
know.
watch
I'll never
to
see
find
it.
out. Okay.
Yeah. It should happen to you.
It's like when a restaurant doesn't have a containers.
Yeah, you can't take it with you.
You can't take it with
you.
you.
You gotta leave that on the plate. Yeah. You gotta clean your plate. But I'd never seen a Judy Holliday movie, so that was part of it. But also, it's Jack Lemmon's like first movie, basically.
It should happen to you.
It should happen to you.
Okay.
And he's really good. It's very funny. It's very cute. Screwball. Loved it. Fun.
Because we spoke about Deadpool and Wolverine, and we were briefly talking about Marvel, I did want to just shout out that I'd recently purchased an Iron Man box set.
No way. I'm gonna have.
I have that. We watched a couple of those when we lived together. I bought that when Ben and I lived together.
Yeah.
This is actually my first purchase from the Vinegar Syndrome store in Roncesvalles,
near my house,
the brick and mortar.
Nice, near my house.
It's the only Iron Man I want or need.
That's right.
It's the Solid Metal Nightmares box set from Arrow Video of
Shinya Tsukamoto.
Tsukamoto, yes.
Yeah.
And I'm excited because I've only seen the first Tetsuo the Iron Man.
Mm-hmm.
Same.
Didn't we watch the second one together?
I only saw the first one. I watched.
Maybe I think I watched the second one at that.
You definitely
place.
did.
Yeah.
I definitely was there for the first one. Yeah.
But it rocks.
Yeah, it's
and
great.
Oh, yeah.
I'm pretty excited to watch the rest of these
One
movies.
of the horniest movies ever made.
Yes.
Yeah, it's really good.
And this is the only Iron Man films we'll be covering for a very long time.
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
we should do them.
You
We should do them sometime.
You don't need to do any Marvel movies.
No, I don't think we do we?
If you do, if you're going to be completist like I want you to, you have to do the entire fucking
Well,
MCU.
yeah, it would take over like a year.
We
or
would
more,
have to
right?
break it up into phases the way they did.
We would. Like
Yeah.
if we ever did James Bond, we'd have to do it
The
by
year
Bonds,
of Bond.
right? We do, we do like Sean Connery and Lazenby, and then we do Roger Moore, and then we do whatever.
Yeah.
Timothy
You do
Dalton,
Dalton.
right?
You could do put Lazenby in with Dalton.
No, but that doesn't make any sense,
It's
right?
only like 4 movies.
We have to do it. Sorry,
Two.
Sorry.
I don't know.
You can't take
It's just
it with
that
you.
in License to Kill they reference on Her Majesty's
should happen to
Secret
you.
Service.
Oh, it would happen to
License
you.
to Kill might be my favorite James Bond movie.
It's a Miami Vice movie.
Yeah, that movie's
right.
kind of, and also Clear and Present Danger vibes, just in the sense that they go to South America.
We should do a Bond coming up.
I love
Yeah, why
Living
not?
Daylights.
Yeah.
Speaking of Dalton, that's one of my favorite Bond movies.
I haven't seen that one.
It's really good, and it has a great Aha song to start it.
Oh, nice.
Aha! My favorite beverage.
I was at a
Bubbly.
casino the other day, and the Duran Duran "View to a Kill" song was playing.
It's a good
and
song.
I was like, "Fuck yeah,
Yeah,
dance
that's great.
into." I'm like doing slots into the fire.
just throwing your money.
Yeah.
That casinos are great, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, very good. We watch movies. I watched a lot of movies. It's true.
Yeah.
But I also made time last night to watch Alien Resurrection and then immediately after Prometheus.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, I don't need to see another one of these for a while. Except on Monday, I'm going to have to watch Alien Covenant because we're getting ahead because it's summer and we're going to go on vacations.
And we don't want to leave people, up Schitt's Creek without a paddle.
Yeah. And, I just...
We're the
listeners,
paddle.
You should take a moment just to, like...
Thank us.
Yeah. You should take a moment to pray to us. Yeah, of course. I mean, yeah, because we could very easily say, oh... We're going to take a week off, whatever. But we're not.
No.
We're not. We're busting our ass. We're staying up till fucking 3 a.m. recording
Alien
Prometheus
Resurrection and
podcast.
Prometheus.
Yeah. I keep telling my coworkers, like, I got a long night ahead of me. Like last night, I was like, I got a long night ahead of me. And they're like, what are you doing? Like, you have another job or whatever?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I'm just watching 2 movies. And then tonight, I was like, I got another long night ahead. I'm like, what are you doing? I was like, oh, I'm recording 2 podcasts.
I went to the island with a couple of friends, spent the day biking around the island, having a great time. We came back. They were going to Ossington Fest and stuff. I was like, I gotta go home.
Yeah.
I gotta record 2 episodes of the pod.
I was just at Comedy Bar. I did 2 shows at Comedy Bar.
How'd it go?
It was fine. Summer's not great for comedy. It wasn't gigantic audiences.
Too hot.
But yeah, it's too hot.
Is that why?
Yeah, everyone's at Ossington Fest.
too hot.
But afterwards, a bunch of my friends were there. I'm like, guys,
Goodbye.
Gotta go. Well, I'm really sorry because we're doing this because of my fucking work schedule.
It's okay.
I appreciate it. But, because we're going to get ahead.
cool. I wanted to do this.
You did want to do it. I appreciate it. And now we're going to talk about the reason why we're all here.
Yes.
Jean-Pierre Jeunet and, to a lesser extent, Joss Whedon's Alien Resurrection.
Yes.
Yes.
I think that Joss Whedon only did like punch up on this, though.
I think he
Did a rewrite?
Did a rewrite, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't love this movie for the dialogue.
No.
I love this movie for the kills.
Yeah, it's
for
violent.
For the goriness.
Yeah. It's goopy.
I love that Ripley, the dumbness of Ripley just being a clone of herself.
Yeah, and she's weird.
She's kind of like goofy.
Yeah, she's goofy.
She has like embodied memory of everything that's happened, kind of, but she's also more powerful because
she's got alien blood.
Spliced with an alien.
I know, it's really stupid.
And she's kind of just like a mean badass in this one.
Yeah, she's like weird. She's a weird, off-putting lady.
Ripley 8.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, like, I don't need Sigourney Weaver to be in every Alien movie going forward, like, but I love the idea. Like, they're like, okay, so how do we want to bring back Sigourney?
They fucking cloned her.
Let's think of a dumb way to get her back.
Yeah.
Like, I love that thought process for like franchise movie making. You know, like I don't know what made like them think like, no, Alien is the serious franchise. This is the one where we get heady about stuff. You watch the original, I'm like, yes, it's like, as they say in Maxine, a B movie with A ideas, but it's not. It doesn't have like. It's not like about shit. Like the way he tries to make it's like,
no, you're
it's
right.
like they made a haunted house movie in space.
Right. All the stuff Alien is about is subtext, not the text of Prometheus, which is trying to, which is very
it's like monologuing,
trying to have big ideas. And I think a lot of some of those big ideas succeed, at least in getting your attention, but then fail in the execution, which we are going to talk about, of course.
You guys will talk about that. But Alien Resurrection, I think, is the direction I like franchises to go in as a action and horror fan.
Sure.
Right.
Which is get dumb, just give me big kills and
Balls
get more money, and
it's almost like the perfect metaphor for an evolving franchise. Like clone the main character, get her to do the same thing she's kind of been doing in the past, but also give birth to a new monstrosity in the process as well. Like it's a brilliant metaphor for kind of the Alien franchise as a whole.
Get a little French with it. Right?
Sure.
Did you like the movie?
So no. But like
I didn't think you did. I was looking at Letterboxd, like, did he log it? I was like,
I didn't log it.
Good,
I
yeah.
wanted to keep it a secret, but also because like
I was pretty sure you wouldn't like it.
I know what you guys mean, and I do appreciate the like break in tone and some of the stylistic departures.
To be clear, I don't love it. I'm talking like a very tentative 3 out of 5 kind of.
I get it.
Kind of. Yeah.
I think I would have had a lot more fun if like if we watched it together and we're like having some laughs and stuff. Like I watched it.
It's perfect for that.
By myself.
I know, it's so fucking sad. This hell we've put ourselves in,
And again, I was like, I like that the tone's like different and it is gory.
Yeah.
And some of the things with the alien human hybrids is pretty cool.
I love it.
I love that guy at the end.
Yeah.
Whoever he is,
it's
or
so
she,
fucked.
or whatever. He's just fucked.
But then at the end of the day, I was watching it and I was like, I was by myself and I was like, it's kind of more of the same, but with a bit of a different tone, and I'm just not having fun. Like I think I would have had more fun with other people.
I think you match the opinion of many Alien fans.
Oh yeah, definitely.
This is to me my controversial Alien take that this is my third favorite Alien movie.
Yeah, I
get that.
I get it too.
And if they weren't competing with Alien and Aliens, it would be my favorite. But those two movies are so good.
Here's a couple of fun facts, okay, or a little bit of background. Originally, the producers met with Danny Boyle to direct.
I did know that.
He made A Life Less Ordinary instead.
Oh, good.
Wait, have you seen A Life Less Ordinary?
No.
Oh my God.
It's pretty bad.
It's really bad. Yeah. So everyone was having a good time in the 90s. Darius Kanji, the cinematographer who shot Delicatessen and City of Lost Children with Jeunet, and then very recently, right before this, made Seven with David Fincher.
He was reunited with Leland Orser.
Leland Orser, who I always thought was in Alien 3 because he's the David Fincher. He's one of the David Fincher guys. But no, plays crazy stress out guy in this one.
Yeah.
And then Darius Kanji, of course, went on to be one of the directors of photography that people know, how as close to household name as those come, I guess. Of course, for working with late period Woody Allen. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
on many of his, and amongst other people, but that's the name that really jumped out.
What's the
for
new
me.
one called?
Oh, Coup de Chance. I don't know if he directed that. I haven't seen Coup de Chance yet.
Wait.
The new Woody Allen?
Kanji, you didn't. Kanji didn't shoot it.
I don't know if he did.
Okay.
He might have. And then, one other thing, the credit I was most excited for, visual effects by Pitoff. You know? Do you see that?
No.
Pitoff. You know, if sometimes like I fucking hate French people so much. Sometimes they'll be like, they'll
Moliere.
Yeah, exactly. What is it called? Mononymous. They have a one word, like, you know,
Zendaya.
Like Pitoff. Yeah, fucking French.
Cher.
French tennis. Cher, of course.
I got super stoked when one of the Baldessari brothers from Mulholland Drive turned up in this as the
J.E. Freeman.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
What do they call them in Mulholland Drive? They're not the Baldessari brothers.
I
They're
don't
like
remember.
the...
Oh, no, not... Is that J.E.
Stigliana.
No, Dan Hedaya. You're talking about Dan Hedaya.
Yes.
Oh, Dan Hedaya. Yeah, I love Dan Hedaya.
Okay, great cast. Sigourney Weaver, of course. Winona Ryder. Perlman. We got Wincott. We got Dourif.
Mm-hmm.
We got Hedaya.
Yeah. And I have something to say about Dourif in this
J.E.
movie.
Freeman, Leland Orser.
Mm-hmm.
Gary Dourdan from the original CSI, as I mentioned. And the one French guy who's in all of Jeune's movies.
Yes, Dominique Pinon.
Pinon, yes.
So Brad Dourif in this movie, I think you can pull up the nominees this year. I think he should have won Best Supporting Actor.
You know what? I agree. I'm not even going to pull it up. I agree with you.
He's so good in this movie.
Yeah, he's tapped in for sure. He's a great actor. Man.
I don't know if his character was such a pervert on the page, or if he just
cast Brad Dourif.
Yeah,
right?
it's like he's kissing the
mean?
glass.
Back when he was starting out in like One Floor of the Cuckoo's Nest, he wasn't established, but by this time. By 97 or whatever, if you cast Brad Dourif, he's not going to be like a normal guy.
Yeah,
he's going to be a weirdo.
Oh man, he's so good in it. When he's one of my favorite images in an Alien movie is him in the Mother, in the Queen, like him, like all.
I love that part.
And he's
that
like,
shit
"It's
is
your baby."
Yeah, that stuff is so weird. Like, okay, sorry. One thing I wanted to mention about Pitoff,
please,
French fucker. He went on to direct 2004's Catwoman, which has a similar
basketball scene,
jacked up basketball scene.
I made a note about the basketball scene because she's moving the ball really slowly, and Ron Perlman just can't figure it out.
No, they don't speed ramp it.
Yeah,
and he probably thought, if I was le director, I would do it a little faster. And then when he made Catwoman, he made it too fast.
Yes.
Yeah.
So do you guys
just
know?
Simply too fast.
I think I see. Maybe it's because my algorithm knows I like Alien Resurrection, so I see this all the time. But do you know the story with the basketball scene?
No.
Tell us.
Do you know it?
I don't think so. I actually haven't seen 2004's Catwoman.
It's not about Catwoman.
Oh,
it's about Alien Resurrection.
Oh, I know the story about this one. Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah.
So they were going to CGI. That they had it in the script. Sigourney doing a free throw, like throwing it behind her as she's walking out.
Impressive.
And they were just going to CGI it. First take, she gets it.
Wow.
And they cut it really quick right after the basketball goes in. And cut to Ron Perlman reacting like, whoa.
Yeah.
Who is this
He
girl?
said, oh, my God. He looked at the camera and said, oh, my God.
Yeah. So they cut it because he went, holy shit.
He ruined the take.
Yeah, he ruined the take.
And then he felt really bad.
Yeah.
No,
Ron
she had been
Perlman.
practicing for months to do it.
Oh, is that right?
That's
okay.
what she said. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Because it was part of her like I'm a superhuman.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm an alien human hybrid lady.
Ripley 8.
Yeah, she shoots hoops.
It disappoints me. I saw somewhere Sigourney talking shit about this movie.
Oh, that's interesting. I wonder if because from what I read at the time, she seemed pretty into it. But I guess that's sort of the actor thing. Like you have to, you have to sell it. You know?
Yeah.
She had like an executive producer credit on it too, didn't she? I thought I saw her.
Yeah, I
Maybe
can't
the
remember
last
where I
couple.
saw this. I can't cite it, so don't quote me on it. But
It's too late.
No. Yeah,
we've
sorry.
contacted. You're never. Yeah, you're.
She's gonna sue me for defamation. Yeah.
Yeah.
But that always kind of disappoints me when I really like a movie and like it's like and to me it's like underrated and you want like them to like it too, like stand by it, but they're like they go with the masses and be like, oh yeah, everyone was right. That was a bad one. I'm like, no, I like it. It's good.
To give a very brief plot description of Alien 4.
Please.
we're 200 years in the future of the future, 200 years ahead of Alien 3.
Mm-hmm.
Ripley, of course, dies in Alien 3, self-sacrifices, kills the alien mother baby that was inside of her. 200 years in the future, a team of scientists led by Brad Dourif decides to clone Ripley, or has been trying to clone Ripley a number of times to get the alien, harvest the alien queen from her belly. And then, grow a bunch of aliens and, do nefarious experiments with them and so on and so forth. Again, yeah.
Use them as weapons.
Exactly. Whatever it is. So they do that. They clone her. They're allowed to keep her alive because Brad Dourif is weird.
More experiments.
She's got all sorts of weird, fucked up alien Ripley memories. She's very strange. She's not the same like Ripley. Basically, what they've done, I guess, is kind of hijacked a ship. And scientists have got all these they get all these people in a very cool design,
so they get these
things.
They get these pirates to bring them.
Yeah, they get space pirates, which are very much a Joss Whedon like Firefly test run, right? To bring them some victims. And I liked that scene where they're all watching them and they're all strapped up in these in these pods and with giant alien eggs in front of them, and they all get face hugged and impregnated and whatever. And then of course everything shit hits the fan.
The aliens are very clever.
Yeah, they kind of reminded me of the Raptors dress, right? Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Clever girl.
Yeah, so when the aliens are looking and they realize if they kill one of the aliens,
they can use their blood,
use the acid blood, and they escape and whatever, and they fuck people to death and they kill people, and that's the movie basically. The space pirates, they're running around. Winona Ryder is among them. She's kind of the co-lead of the movie, I guess, or at least in the marketing was.
She has knowledge of who Ripley was, and
turns out she's a robot.
Yeah,
she's a robot.
That's how she knew.
Yeah.
Which they use a little bit.
Yeah. The movie definitely is about identity, right? It's also the one, a lot of the alien movies, about whatever violation and pregnancy and all these other sorts of things. And this one is maybe more explicitly about abortion and in a way that's kind of interesting. They do some interesting stuff with it.
Though I guess I'll say botched. The botched clone room is my favorite scene.
I agree, and I think that's that scene and the ending scene where Ripley descends into the writhing mass of alien mother or whatever.
Yeah,
that's a very Giger-ian image, It's very weird.
I also love when the alien baby gets sucked through the window.
Yeah, that is
the way it dies.
It's disgusting and violent
but it's also
and
sad.
Awful, and it's very sad. Yeah,
and she uses the blood to go to break that window.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah. So wait, what was that? What was the thing before that you were talking about?
The clone room.
Oh yeah. So they're basically Ripley and the space pirates are trying to navigate the ship. It's the same sort of thing we've seen a bunch of times, but there's a lot more weird shit in it, and the tone in general is I wouldn't say necessarily lighter because it's very violent and people die. Yeah. It's one of the gorier ones for sure.
But it's more horror.
Yeah,
they go more.
But there's comedy elements as well. Yeah. There's a couple explicitly funny gags as well. Like Ron Perlman, going down inverting himself on the ladder and shooting the alien.
Yeah.
And then he comes back up and he sees a spider web and he goes and he shoots the spider. Yeah. Gags like that.
Or when Brad Dourif says this is definitely a Joss Whedon line. He says to Sigourney Weaver, "This is a fork," and she says, "Fuck."
Yeah. Well, and another great, and by great I mean disgusting, awful Joss Whedon line, like the Ripley clone is says to the space pirates, "Who do I gotta fuck to get off of this ship?" or whatever. Yeah. It's just so that his whole brand of kind of faux feminist, whatever.
If a lady talks like a man.
Yeah. What if a lady talked like a man? Yeah. Meanwhile, he's out there fucking stooping everybody in town and whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, I think this movie works. It's because it's the plot of it is, it's an alien movie, you know, but
Oh, yeah.
it works as a sum of all its parts to me.
Mhm.
There's some great kills, starting with like a random day player because they set up that the Brad Dourif like frosts the aliens and they hate that.
Yeah.
A day player walks into that same room and an alien frosts them.
Brutal.
And he's like his arm falls off.
It's so violent.
It's nasty.
Yeah.
It's a nasty little
It's
death.
so nasty.
Maybe my other favorite kill is when so they find Leland Orser at one point.
Yes, yeah.
And Leland Orser has a chest burster in him.
Yeah.
And so they're for some reason they take him and he goes on the adventure with them, and he at some points is like helping as well. He becomes part of the team.
Yeah, yeah.
And then at the end, the villain, who I don't know the actor's name.
J.E. Freeman.
J.E. Freeman. Is he
Yes.
the CSI guy? Yeah.
No. J.E. Freeman is in Wild at Heart.
Oh,
He's in Miller's Crossing. You know,
Oh,
he's in some
okay.
good
Yeah,
movies,
yeah. So
Plays a bad guy.
Leland Orser. That guy, J.E. Freeman, has a gun to Winona Ryder's head, and Leland Orser knows the chest burster's going to come out soon.
He's like writhing around.
He's writhing, and he just walks towards the guy and puts his head in front of his chest.
I know. It's so,
and the chest burster
so
goes
silly.
through his face.
Yeah, it's so silly.
So good. I loved it.
I think, a couple of really standout moments, like, definitely the clone room is incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Great idea, but also just like great practical effects.
And it goes from
Yeah.
like you just see it, you're like, what the hell is that? And then you start to realize, oh, these are clones. Like it starts to get less alien, more Sigourney.
Yeah.
Until the final one is like grotesque and alive.
Yeah, until so all these like failed, aborted clones, like Ripley, half alien clones in vats, and then eventually they find this like awful monstrosity that has the head of Sigourney Weaver,
and it is her,
and it's her
playing it,
and some like awful contorted, twisted, like fleshy mass, form. And
So you like this scene?
I'm a sucker for any kind of mercy killing and abomination scene. I always think they're
because most of these alien movies have that now, where they have like a kill me,
please,
and it's awful.
My life is suffering.
How long?
Exactly,
Why isn't it like? It's just like it doesn't. The logistics of it don't make sense when you play the tape. Like, why haven't they killed her already?
I don't know. It's bizarre. It's bizarre.
And also, like just logistically, I was like, how is cloning Ripley the best way to procure an alien again?
No,
like these people have been like trying
not.
to get these aliens for 200 years, and like this is the best way to do it.
It's dumb. I think there are a lot of practical effects in the movie.
Yeah.
But it is the first movie to have like a CGI alien.
Mm-hmm.
Alien 3 is technically like a puppet alien that they then composited
Masked on or whatever,
which looks like garbage, right?
The alien looks better in the two aliens, I guess. There's like two of them that escape from killing the one.
And
they look better than the alien in
I
Alien
think
3.
the effects look really good.
They
in this
do.
movie.
I agree.
The scene there's a kind of a famous scene where they're swimming underwater and the aliens are chasing them underwater.
They look good.
They look really good.
And
is that CGI?
Yeah.
And it's creepy to think that they can swim. They look like really natural doing it.
I like that scene underwater.
Me
it's
too.
good.
Yeah,
it's a good chase scene. Yeah.
And Dominic Pinot is like strapped to the one guy's back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's a lot of like really good stuff like that. There's
Dan Hedaya's death is cool too.
Yeah, right.
Where he gets,
That's
has
so
the
goofy,
tongue in the head and he pulls out a piece of his brain.
Yeah,
and looks at it and
yeah.
dies.
As the military guy, yeah. Yeah, there's so Ripley is like Sigourney Weaver's doing a really weird kind of riff on the Ripley performance, because it's not Ripley. It's some like abomination, right?
Badass aloof Ripley.
Yeah, weird, kind of menacing, kind of like animalistic Ripley.
A bit jokery.
Yeah, she's kind of like the Joker. There's a early scene with Winona Ryder where she has a knife, right, and maybe she's trying to kill her or something, right, and Ripley just like puts it through her own hand, and is acting really weird with her, and really
she's got Wolverine powers.
She has Wolverine powers, and it's also kind of
and
sensual
Deadpool powers
as well.
obviously.
It's like a weird,
There's a lot of like Ripley being kind of sexual.
Yeah. They're in the underwater scene when the aliens are chasing her. Like she does a look back and does a weird, very like alien head bob thing in the water that I was like, I don't know. It's a good performance, know. But at the same time, her character is like pretty much irrelevant to the whole movie outside of obviously bringing the alien. The whole thing could have happened without her, more or less.
Yeah.
Like it's not really like a Ripley story, but it is I like the whole theme of like the future is just this horrible corporate hellscape where the corporation owns you and will torture you through thousands of years. The corporation hired Ripley to kill her, basically set her up in an awful, if we're following the chronology of the movie or whatever, like set her up in Alien, and then Alien 2, the horrors continue, and then Alien 3, whatever, she's dead. She dies a dignified dead to hero's death, and then 200 years later, they just bring her back.
Perfect metaphor for the franchise.
It really is. Yeah.
She does kind of like, I would say she does become the, spotlit thematic anchor character, though, in terms of like, what it's trying to say about motherhood and stuff like that, because she's kind of like the mother figure to the alien human hybrid.
And she definitely has they're trying to replicate the Newt relationship
a
bit with Winona.
Sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Winona's good as well, I think.
She's
pretty straightforward.
She's relevant right now because Beetlejuice coming out September
Right.
6th.
Oh yeah. Well,
we may or may not be covering that on the pod.
We certainly had it on the schedule at a point, but we may have decided not to do it because we don't want to. We couldn't give a shit.
The first one's great.
The first one is great.
I don't have faith that this new one's going to be good.
No, and neither do we. And perhaps that's why we decided not to do it, so we don't have to watch it.
Keaton looks in the trailers. It looks like he's bringing it, but that just might make it more sad.
It might be sad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The way that, man. I mean, I watched the Flash movie that he's in as Batman.
Oh, I sure did too.
And
that was really the last time.
He seems not game in that movie.
No, he seemed out to lunch, you know?
I never finished it. I got like 15 minutes in.
He literally is out to lunch because there's a scene where he just is inexplicably eating spaghetti.
Yeah, he's making himself spaghetti, yeah.
Is he eating it in like a dirty bathtub like the boy in Gummo?
Yes.
Or Barry Keoghan in Killing of a Sacred Deer.
Just grossly slopping in his mouth.
Yeah. The Flash is kind of like the Gummo of the DC movies. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Cool.
I would rather watch Deadpool and Wolverine than watch The Flash again.
I would rather watch The Flash again because The Flash is like... Well, number one, I'm a huge Ezra Miller fan. not so much their acting, but
their crimes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And number two, The Flash is... I think The Flash is trying really hard to be a real movie, and like it's not. And I kind of like that rather than a movie that like doesn't give a shit about artistry at all and is very much just like, I'm a little stinker. I'm a little fucking gay little stinker, except I'm not. Haha, and I just hate it. I just hate his character so much, He drives me crazy. Oh, and then Wolverine. Now we're talking about that.
Maybe I like Deadpool a bit more than you.
Yeah, maybe you do. Yeah. I don't know. I've seen Hugh Jackman himself.
I wasn't really that speaking of it being a little sad that
he's like some great actor or whatever, but
he's fine.
He's the greatest showman.
He is the greatest showman.
He's the greatest showman.
Yeah. And he was at one point Miserable.
Yes. He was Jean Valjean. Yeah.
Hugh Jackman in Deadpool and Wolverine is kind of similar to how I feel about how it seems like Keaton's given it in Beetlejuice, and it seems maybe it's sad.
Yeah. Well, maybe we're gonna replace that with a really, really stupid franchise instead. Time will tell.
Yeah.
What did you guys think about like the
Horrible Bosses franchise? Do those?
No, fuck no, absolutely not.
Do those, guys.
I do not want to do that. Why would we do that?
I'm not in a rush to rewatch Horrible Bosses.
No.
What about Horrible Bosses 2?
I think I saw that as well.
No.
Sorry, I cut you off.
No worries. I was going to ask what you thought about like because we briefly mentioned him before we got into it, but the director Jean-Paul Sartre.
Sartre, yeah. Hell is other people. Hell is other aliens. Yeah.
Because before this movie, I think he got this movie off the back of Delicatessen and the Lost City of Z, whatever the fuck it's called, which are movies he co-directed with some other guy named
Mark Caro.
Mark Cleopatra.
Yeah.
And
right.
they were kind of known for like a bit of a visual flair, both in like the set design and a lot of art direction going on in those movies, like in Delicatessen. That was maybe one of my favorite things about Delicatessen, where I found the plot was kind of lacking and kind of bored me a bit. Certainly visually there was a lot going on. And then he's like known for doing Amelie later, which is another very like whimsical, a lot going on visually movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wonder. I mean, I feel like that probably is not a bad movie. Like if you,
I haven't seen it in years and years.
Yeah, because I think we all would have seen that like when we were younger, right?
Yeah. I wouldn't talk shit about it on a podcast because it's my best friend's favorite movie.
There you go.
He would kill me if I said.
All right, great.
Well, how I actually feel about it.
Fair enough.
Okay, good. But yeah, you were saying, sorry.
Yeah, but just like, did the visual look and flair? Do you feel like it translated into Alien Resurrection? Because it's like an interesting mix where you can kind of see like pieces of it.
You can definitely see the Ridley Scott and the James Cameron in it though too.
Yeah,
for sure.
Yeah, it's
and I guess a bit of the Fincher too.
A little bit. They feel like they're really trying to stray away from that.
Yeah.
Because it was not well received, I guess. I don't think this was necessarily any better received.
You see a lot of Star Trek in the spaceship design too, a bit, maybe, but also a bit more.
Yeah.
Darker.
Yeah, I think so. I think there's definitely some flair in it, like
some smooth camera moves along, like really.
When he zooms in on Dominic Pinot when they do the fake out, whether he's going to die or not, that's a really good shot too. It's all the way down this long hallway of like it's like graded, and there's a great zoom of him screaming.
There's a couple of really fun. Well, and in speaking of Leland Orser, like there's a great shot that where the camera goes into his screaming mouth and down his throat, and the little alien baby pops up and goes ah, and it's like almost exactly the same shot in Kojima's Death Stranding, where they go into the mouth and the little baby goes like hi, hello, right? It's he must have taken it like because he sees everything. I mean, he sees literally every movie. No, Kojima.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. He tweets two things. He'll tweet, I am watching the Garfield movie and I bought the Japanese Blu-ray of the Garfield movie and blah, blah, blah. And number two, pictures of Hunter Schafer. These are the two things that he tweets.
Oh, I know who you're talking about now.
The Metal Gear Solid guy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What is Metal Gear Solid?
It's a video game.
It's a video game.
Joel's a movie guy.
Not unlike Alien.
Is it? Okay. And what you were referencing
Death Stranding is like a Canada Post
walking simulator.
Yeah.
What?
It's a futuristic like delivery walking simulator. It's a
video game?
Oh yeah, it's a video game. It's very weird.
I thought this was one of your Criterion movies.
Oh, I'm not so pretentious. Now who's pretentious? I play video games like the nerds, like the hoi polloi.
Yeah,
I'm base.
Yeah. Yeah. And you do comedy,
I play
which is
Sudoku on my phone.
Yeah. What else do we... Okay, well, of course, the movie kind of ends with Ripley descending into like a Boschian mass of
that doesn't end with
flesh. Well, no, it doesn't end.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, but that's kind of near the end.
Yeah.
And she goes in and finds Brad Dourif, like all cocooned up in Mother, and Mother gives birth to like a Ripley alien hybrid. That
it's an interesting design.
Yeah,
like putting a human face at the end of the long alien head penis.
Yeah, like a human skull face.
It's cool. Yeah,
it is cool.
And like I think the Alien franchise can afford to do a new design every once in a while.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree.
Just not what they did with Prometheus.
Well, we'll get to that, of course. Jeunet wanted the hybrid to have a mix of male and female genitalia on its belly, right? And then they built the animatronic that way, and it was a very sophisticated, like, animatronic.
The alien would no longer lay eggs; it would give birth.
Yeah, and then they removed it digitally in post-production. Like, I don't think the studio really liked it. And he here's a quote from him. He said, even for a Frenchman, it's too much. But you can see the picture of it, and it's quite grotesque. Like,
sure.
you know, but they just grade it out, so he just has a regular pot belly or whatever.
Isn't there a line in the movie where they're like, it has a uterus now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brad Dourif says it. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. It's such a weird zigzag moment. Like,
it's almost like Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah. It's very creepy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. I just love his performance in that scene so much.
Yeah.
He's really given it his all.
Yeah, he's also like Tetsuo the Iron Man, speaking of style, caked up and shit, you know, and giving a very like, you know, because now he's, I don't know, I guess it implies somewhat that he's like partly fused with Mother too. And no, because he's not just cocooned, he's also like tapped into the hive mind or whatever.
And then the baby eats his head.
Yeah, and he wants it. It's like orgasming. Yeah, it's like ecstatic. You know, it's great. Brad Dourif, you're right.
He is great.
The MVP of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like talking to you guys, and I know throughout the episode we've kind of done a would you rather like rewatch this or that.
Yeah.
Like I think because I've seen it more times, I saw it in theaters and now I've seen it a couple times since. I think I would, and this was my first time watching Alien Resurrection. I think I'd sooner rather rewatch Alien Resurrection than Prometheus, you know? I want to take a lot of time and space from Prometheus. I want to break from Prometheus.
200 years minimum. Yeah.
But I would
the clone of Alex watching.
Infinite disappointment.
We're gonna clone you, Alex, to watch Prometheus.
But I'd rather watch Alien Resurrection sooner. I just think I would rather do it with like someone else. Maybe smoke a bit of pot.
It'd be a great party movie. Yeah. I was telling people at Comedy Bar
when you had to explain, I can't hang out. I have to go do something stupid now.
And like, you know, like not movie friends, but people who I like watch horror movies.
Yeah,
with
normal
every once in a while.
good people.
Yeah, they're like, oh man, that movie is awesome. like they're like, yeah, isn't they like say, isn't there like a kill in it where like, you know, like they like, remember like the dumb shit from it, you know?
Totally.
Like, and it's like, yeah, I would love to watch that with you, you know? Like,
yeah, I don't know. And I think like I was definitely expecting to get more out of David Fincher's Alien 3 like rewatch than I was with this. Because this one I kind of didn't really think much of at the time. I didn't watch it when I was younger.
I think it is better than Alien 3.
I do think it's better than Alien 3. I was kind of surprised by that. And I'm trying to think like it's because Alien 3 is dark and ponderous and dour and, you know, violent and whatever.
The effects are kind of bad though.
Yeah, that's true. But I think also like if you're when something is like dark and brooding, but it doesn't really feel like it lands that tone properly, it's worse for me than something that is just like silly. You know what I mean? And so this being silly and being like, I think if this tone is what they were looking to achieve, which it seems like they were.
Well, they hired the whimsical French guy. The dark whimsy. It's dark whimsy.
It's dark whimsy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it's actually pretty successful in that regard.
For sure.
It's a lot more fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you seen Alien vs. Predator? The Paul W.S. Anderson.
Yeah, but when I was a kid.
Long time ago.
I would have been
I watched
13.
it pretty recently. It went like I did a full rewatch of all of them recently. And I would put AVP, the first one, above Alien 3.
Okay.
Interesting.
I have more fun with it.
Is Lance Henriksen in Alien 3?
Yep.
Or Alien AVP?
AVP, yes.
Yeah. Does he play the Bishop guy?
He plays the guy that he plays in Alien 3.
That's
guy who
crazy.
creates Bishop.
That's wild. Yeah. Fuck, we really should have done these. We're such fuck ups.
They get really into Weyland-Yutani in
well, Alex is going to love that.
Yeah.
You love all the Weyland-Yutani stuff, right?
I live for Weyland-Yutani lore.
You work for Weyland-Yutani.
But then in Requiem, it's like so stupid. It's like they put it in as an Weyland-Yutani as an Easter egg. That movie, it just blows. I don't like Alien Covenant. Requiem is like so much worse.
Definitely the worst of the bunch. Yeah.
Well, it's cool in Prometheus because it's just Weyland. They haven't merged with Yutani yet, which is a nice little Easter egg for the diehards.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's anyway. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, I love that. We're going to talk about fuck.
Imminently.
I don't want to talk about Prometheus.
You're right. Yeah.
Well, one little other fun fact. Maybe we can play a short little game. It's funny when, like we talked about this before, when you look at the 90s when movies like were still making money and like the studios made tons of movies, you know, and you look at like Alien Resurrection, it's like whatever the 40-somethingth highest grossing movie of the year, which is crazy, instead of like in the top 10 or whatever. It debuted at number 2 in the box office. And this is not Blank Check, the box office game, and you're not Griffin Newman. But I'm going to ask you, what was number 1? If you didn't read the Wikipedia page. This is 1997.
Oh, Titanic.
Oh, Titanic.
Oh, no. I mean, like, hang on a sec.
Good Will Hunting.
No. Sorry. Let me be more specific. This is 1997. It came out November of 1997. It was number 2 at the box office like the week it came out. What was above it then? It's not Titanic, which obviously is whatever the number 1 movie of the year.
Right.
It's you'll never in a million years guess what it was.
That beat it at the box office?
Yeah, that was that it opened behind in its first week of release.
Trying to think of movies I know that are in 1997.
You'll never in a million years guess it.
Yeah, but I still want it. I want to pull something from 97.
All right, I'm going to give you each one more guess in the interest of time. Alex, you can go first.
I don't know.
Joel,
what came
you
out
want to think about it.
in 1997.
What came out in 97?
Was it Panic Room?
No, it's not fucking Panic
That's from the
Room.
2000s, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You're fired.
You're fired.
You're fired from the game.
Alex, you're fired. Let me think. 97.
Yep.
It's not Good Will Hunting.
Nope.
Don't say Panic Room.
I won't say Panic Room.
Nope.
The Rainmaker.
No, it's not the Rainmaker. That's a good guess, though. No, Flubber.
Hey.
Flubber.
That's fun.
Flubber. I hardly know her. Thank you.
I saw that in the theater,
too.
I remember.
Yeah. Oh, nice. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. I like Flubber.
It's a franchise. We could do it.
Yeah,
it is.
The absent-minded
The
professor.
absent-minded professor, yeah. Yeah, well...
they got to reboot Flubber.
I mean, maybe it's time, you know? Yeah, what do you think?
Ryan Reynolds?
Ryan Reynolds, Flubber?
No, Chris Pratt as the voice of Flubber.
Yeah,
Ryan Reynolds is the scientist and Chris Pratt as Flubber.
Yeah, because Chris Pratt only does voices now because he was an anti-vaxxer.
That's right.
Which I
he's
saw.
Not safe. He's not COVID safe on set.
I saw a Garfield movie.
How was that?
It was dog ass.
Yeah.
They need
dog
to give,
ass for a cat movie, right?
They need to give that franchise back to the fans. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Wait, what fans? Like the
Bring
fans
back
of
Bill
Garfield
Murray.
the strip?
The strip.
Like Jim Davis fans?
No, don't bring back Bill Murray. Those Garfield movies, why does Garfield always have to go get lost somewhere? All 3 movies he goes and gets lost. You read the strip, you watch the show, most of it takes place in John's fucking apartment.
That's true.
Okay?
Yeah, but what are they going to do?
Give me a hangout movie.
Except
they're going to
for
make
the
a Garfield hangout movie?
Yeah, Garfield
Actually,
hangout movie. Yeah. Get Jeff Nichols to direct it.
yeah.
No.
It's the Bike Riders, but with Garfield.
Yeah.
Pull it from the spin-off book series Garfield's Pet Force, where they're superheroes. In a
Richard
lasagna
Linklater's
shape.
Garfield.
Yeah.
That would
Dazed
be
and
cool.
Confused,
Yeah,
right?
but with
Garfield's
Garfield.
fucking smoking a lot of weed, right? Eating a lot of lasagna.
Voiced by Matthew McConaughey.
No, that's
That'd be
another
pretty
thing.
Good. That would be good. That could actually
I would
be
say
good.
don't make him a stoner. That's some revisionist shit.
No, you're right.
Like the way in this movie they make him, he likes pizza as much as he likes lasagna.
Oh, okay. Well,
That's
that's
what I
bullshit.
don't get.
No, that's stupid.
Because Ninja Turtles like pizza.
Yeah.
They have pizza.
That's their thing.
Garfield has lasagna. Maybe
Yeah.
it's like a kids love pizza.
I guess it's it's an Italian thing. It's pizza, lasagna. It's all the same thing, which is not
pisses me
true,
off.
right?
Baked
It's just like-
ziti.
Yeah, pizza is from Napoli. Lasagna is from Rome, right? I'm pretty sure. Lasagna is from the city of Lasagna. I'm fucking stupid. That's true.
And pizza's from the Leaning Tower of Pizza.
Pizza is the first pizza was served on top of the Leaning Tower of Pizza. Yeah, this is the kind of comedy riffing
Anyway,
that we can only get when we have a comedian.
Alien
on the show.
Resurrection.
I
What do you
don't
think?
have
Give us
much
a-
more.
give us a
yeah,
rating system for this, yeah.
How many Ripleys out of 8?
Out of
That's pretty
8.
good.
Oh, jeez.
Kill me. Oh man.
I'm gonna give it a 4. And while you guys mull it over, I'm just gonna go grab something. I see its potential though. Like I'd love to rewatch it with friends further down the line, and I'll have a bit of a laugh. But I got to be honest, my viewing experience was kind of
Pathetic.
It was pathetic. So it's more on me, and I'm gonna give it a 4. But I see the potential.
Yeah, I give it like a 5. 5 out of 8.
5 out of 8.
3 out of 5. 5 out
I
of 8.
give it a 4 out of 5. So what's that to 8?
Yeah, it doesn't matter. 4 to 5. Yeah, that's great. No,
6.5.
Yeah. I think it's if we're gonna do a preliminary sort of ranking of where we're at, obviously, Alien is my favorite movie. A big gap. I'd put Alien 2. I like Alien 2.
I love Alien.
Sorry,
too.
Aliens. Excuse me. I like Aliens.
Well, every time I come on the pod, you have a cake.
Oh, well, there's a special reason for this, isn't there, Alex?
It is funny that you were here last time I brought out a cake.
Yeah.
But it's another milestone anniversary.
It is.
This episode that you're listening to right now would have been our 100th episode.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's fucking crazy, eh?
Yeah.
Is
Cool,
that
like, 'cause,
counting the
yeah,
bonus
the-
episodes?
Yes, it is counting the bonus episodes.
Okay, well, fair enough. Those are real episodes.
Whatever.
The Uh-Oh Richard episode was your year anniversary.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Oh, yeah. We're going to be talking about Richard coming up. Uh-oh.
Why?
Oh, I'll tell you later. We can't spoil it. We made some executive decisions the other night.
Are you doing?
Ah, no,
Sorry.
No. I'll just bleep it out. But
Okay.
yeah, we are doing that. And you can come back.
I would do the new one.
Okay,
I
great.
love that one.
Like the newest new one?
Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah,
You're
I thought
coming
it was
back.
really
You're
funny.
coming back. That'll be in a little while. Yeah. Any parting thoughts on Alien Resurrection?
On Alien Resurrection, I honestly really do love it. I like if I don't want to like for Alien and Aliens, I gotta watch those movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I gotta sit down and be like this
Set aside the whole day.
yeah. But if I'm end of the day, what's something I know I love, I'll put it on. It's dumb as shit.
I remember when we were living together, sometimes I'd come back and you're like, I'm going to start a movie, and it was it'd be late, right?
Yeah.
You like to kind of throw one on, relax.
Yeah.
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 It doesn't really matter if you finish it, if you fall asleep, whatever.
Yeah,
It's-
exactly.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
Mhm.
It really is one of those.
Mhm.
Or like a sleepover movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Some pizza, some Cokes. Some cake.
Some cake. Oh man, I would love some cake.
Yeah, I'll have a bit of cake. Thank you.
This is like a
That's so
birthday
nice.
cake. Where'd you get this?
Oh, great. Yeah. Yeah, it came from really far away.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sorry. I'm doxing again.
Great baker at Metro.
I was pleasantly surprised revisiting this.
Oh, I'm glad you guys. I'm glad. Oh, sorry. I'm glad you liked it. I'm glad that you liked it better than Prometheus.
And more keen to rewatch it. And there's stuff I appreciated about it.
Mhm.
I'll get back to it again one day.
Yeah. And while I take the first bite of cake, I want to dedicate our 100th episode to you, the listener.
Did anyone die?
Any of our listeners?
Any actors?
Oh, I'm sure some of our listeners have died.
Yeah,
If they received our coded messages, at least one of them did die in an assassination attempt recently.
Oh yeah.
Sorry.
I guess I don't really have anything to plug presently. I do have a Survivor podcast.
Oh, yeah,
we're
tell 'em.
on the off season right now. It's called Merge Buddha Survivor Podcast. We keep saying we're going to come back for some postseason stuff, but we're lazy.
Yeah.
Eventually we will. But podcasting late at night is not new for me because we watch the episodes at night and then record a podcast about it. So there's that. And you can also check out my stand-up comedy album, I'm the Greatest, on Spotify. And you can hear your co-hosts laughing in the audience.
We're there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But anyway, thanks for having me on, guys.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, thank you for messaging me.
Yeah.
And really, that's the way to do it. Sometimes we'll have someone in mind, we'll ask them. Most of the time, somebody messages us. We're not super proactive about this whole podcasting thing. Somebody messages us to be I would like to be on that. That is a great... We really like that. And I'm glad we were able to get together.
You know what I thought about, because I remember I was on for 3 and 4 for John Wick. I was saying I would come on for AVP as well, but then I find out right before we
We
record.
fucked ya.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry.
When you do Predator, I'll come on for AVP.
Okay, great.
But I also like Predator and Predator 2 and AVP, not Requiem.
Not Requiem.
Here's an interesting question. Which franchise do you prefer, Predator or Alien, as a whole?
Have you
It's an
seen
easy
all the
answer.
Predators?
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't seen the last one at least.
Prey?
No, I've seen Prey. Sorry. Wait, what was the one
Predators.
before that? Well, no,
The Predator.
The Predator.
I was
naming convention.
I went to the premiere at TIFF. I was so excited for that. It was a Midnight Madness.
Because it's Shane Black, right?
I was so excited. And I remember almost, not immediately, but just like, I remember just like the air coming out of my body when I was like, how could this be bad? Why is this bad right now? I was so disappointed.
It's bad, eh?
Yeah.
That was my experience with Prometheus when I first saw it.
I can't wait to talk about Prometheus.
Yeah, it's going to be a late night.
And you know what? And I don't have to wait because we're going to record it right now.
Right now, yeah.
Ben, are you going to close out the episode? Are you going to edit together like a montage of all the best moments from the pod?
Get fucked. You fucking serious? How long would that take? Sorry, I'm a piece of cake in my mouth. How about this? Instead of editing together all the best moments, we'll reenact them for you right now.
Oh, yeah?
Okay. Hi, Alex. Hi, my name's Ben. Do you want to start a podcast? Well, that's not how it happened. You asked me to start a podcast.
Yeah. I was, the great irony of the whole show is that, franchises get rebooted and legacy sequels, and this iteration of the pod is, in fact, a reboot.
It's true.
Yeah.
Not yet. Not very many people know that.
Yeah, a bit of franchisees trivia to celebrate the 100th episode.
Yeah. Where are the lost episodes of the franchisees? Can we release those?
What did you do?
American Pie and Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
Yeah. But I mean, maybe we should. We'll just censor them for all of the edgy come down humor.
We'll get back to those franchises again one day.
Of course we will.
American Pie.
Did you do like all the straight to DVD American Pie?
Oh yeah.
They did the whole thing.
And they've released a new one since. Girls Rule.
Girls Rule, yeah.
They've gone woke.
Yeah, they went
because typically American Pie was about boys whirling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And now here we are.
They flipped the script.
Too, I guess. Yeah.
Here we are. Boys used to rule.
Eugene Levy
now girls rule.
Too?
No, they got Danny Trejo instead.
They got Dan Levy. They got Dan Levy. Danny Trejo. Well, I mean that's he's not just in anything.
No, he's not.
Well, I'm not gonna do a fucking clip show. Maybe someday. I mean, we really should someday do a clip show of all of the greatest bits and moments. Nico, somebody else do it. I don't want to do it.
Richard.
Well, yeah, we would of course include all mentions of our Richard.
Yeah. Just do a clip show of every time you mention the slap.
You could have killed him.
He could.
Sincerely though, thank you for listening. If you listen, if you don't, you wouldn't be hearing this right now. So
true.
I will say the next time I want to come on,
I
want to be on for the G.I. Jane franchise.
They only made one G.I. Jane.
G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it.
Oh right, of course. Yeah, sorry. I'm too literal. Yeah, I did watch G.I. Jane. Ridley Scott made it.
It's true.
Did you know that?
We should have brought that up.
Yeah.
Maybe he will make G.I. Jane 2 with Jada Pinkett Smith.
Yeah, probably not.
Can't wait to see it.
Can't wait to see it. That was a nice joke. Oh, okay. I can't wait.
That was a nice one.
I can't wait until we inevitably do a Will Smith franchise, possibly coming up soon.
Yeah.
But we talk about that every single episode.
And then you can do Lethal Weapon.
Oh yeah, we were gonna do that. Like
Maximel.
We were gonna do that before. That was gonna be instead of Die Hard. We were gonna do that as the very second franchise of the show.
Right.
This we're peeling back the curtain, and talking about some of what
to
could have been.
Some of our Easter eggs.
That's right. Yeah. Well. Something else. You might not know because you listen. Alex and I are both nude when we record. Yeah,
I'm fully clothed right now, but I'm totally cool with it.
That's
gay.
That's
not to be all Deadpool
Wolverine humor.
I love sucking dick. No, I don't. I'm straight. They don't. I mean, that really is the whole entire movie. That really is the entire movie. Anyway, I hope that you like the show, and please continue listening to it.
Here's to 100,000 more.
Yep, at minimum. L. Ron Hubbard.
And suddenly it's like the women and men will